folks back here who'd like to talk about Bob. Come on. Y'all here for a reason, not just the little bit of vitlets. Hi, Carlos. How long have you known my father?
50 years.
Wow. That's worth a couple stories. Do you mind saying 1 minute worth of information for me in this lovely group of friends and family?
Don't tell them about my girlfriends now.
Well, the only one I remember, he was elected to the grand jury in Los Angeles, and he was going to be there for about a month or 2 months. And he told the judge that the company was not going to pay him. So the judge called the president of the company, and the president of the company called me. Said, what is about Bob Maurer saying that we're not going to pay him? I said, well, I don't know. Are we going to pay him? Because my chief engineer told me that we were not going to pay him for more than 1 week. So Bob was called over. I was called over. I was given an ultimatum to convince Bob to tell the judge that the whole thing was a mistake, or that we were going to walk away from the company. So I decided not to do anything about it, just ignore the whole thing. About a week later, the president of the company himself called me. He told me, I haven't heard from Bob, and I haven't heard from you. So what are you going to do so I can tell the judge, or I can tell Bob to tell the judge? And the president said, okay, we're going to pay him. So they paid him.
Thank you, Sarah. This was the meanest, nastiest judge you ever saw. He said, who can't stay, you gave questions and you answered, who can't stay for an extended trial? And I said, I can't because my company only pays me for a week. He said, who do you work for? I said, Don Douglas. He said, I want a note from your president tomorrow saying why you couldn't. And so I said, Carlos, save me, save me.
Folks at this table would like to talk about my father. 1 minute. Oh, all right.
You're so much older than I am.
Answer too.
Yeah. You know, I've only known Bob for 10 years. You know. Yes. And every time he calls me up, this is your friend, Russ. Has he ever said that to anyone? But you know the best part of his family at this time is Don. I have to say that. The only reason why I say that, she makes all the decisions.
Wait a minute. I make the decision when I should go to bed, when I should get up. That's it.
You know why the barbershop group has learned to love you? Why? Is because you're a pusher. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not.
Larry, you are a pusher?
No.
I don't know if he's ever called you up, but he calls me often. Chuck, have you done this? And I said, well, what's I supposed to do? Well, we were going to sing tonight. Was that on my kind of, was that on my situation? Was I supposed to be doing it?
I told you you're supposed to do it.
Yeah. My friend?
Yeah, my friend. No, we've learned to love Robert because of how he calls you up and says, "This is, I'm your friend." And it's important because no, we really do. We do like Robert. The young guys that are around here are I don't know where they went because you probably beat them up. Oh, we got 2 of them. Yeah, it's because of Robert. Yeah. Yeah, should I?
Thank you, Chuck.
Well, yeah, many of you know, but I've directed the Central City Chorusman for about, what, 5 years now? It seems like forever. But,
Please don't tell him I sing flat.
you sing sharp. Well, you know, needless to say, I've really enjoyed directing the Central City's Chorusman, and one of the biggest reasons is because of Robert's big smile. He was always friendly and always encouraging, always happy to see me. There's one particular sing-out that I'll always remember, and that was around my birthday. Robert came up to me and said, "Hey, Bob, we've got a program for the women's group at the church down the street. You know, it's about 4 months. Is your calendar open?" I said, look, and said, "Yeah, we can do that." I said, "Okay, great. So the plan is we'll all meet at our rehearsal space, we'll all warm up, then afterwards we'll all get in our cars, drive down the street, line up, and then sing for the folks in their gymnasium."
March in.
March in, straight in. That's a great idea. Okay, so for the next 4 weeks, I'm pounding on the guys. "You're singing flat. Come on, we got to get it all in line and everything," and get the guys all tuned up. That day, we meet at the church, warm up for about an hour, fine-tuning the chorus, or getting them ready to go. So the time comes, we all jump in our cars, go down the street to the church, line up outside, get them all in a row. Make sure you have a window, all that important director stuff that you do. All right? Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, so we'll go on row 4, 1, 2, 3. So they all march in, and I follow behind them. They see the risers up there. They all get up on the risers, they're screaming, and there's a big deal going on here. All of a sudden, everyone gets on the risers, and I turn to the audience to give them a big welcome. And all of a sudden, behind me here, "Happy birthday to you, happy birthday." The chorus sings to me, "Happy birthday." I got had. Robert organized a surprise birthday. You did it. It's all your fault.
Hey!
He got me so good that day. I had no clue. And that was just one of those times. My mom and dad were there. They didn't spill the beans. My best friends were there, and he got everyone. I was shocked. He did a number on me. I will always forget that and always deeply, deeply appreciate that. You'll never know how much it was. So that's just a testament to his giving and his wonderfulness. So thank you very much.
Yay!
Here's somebody wants to say, don't say anything bad about me yet.
I'm Gutierrez, Cortland, and Bob. I've known him for 5 years, I think. And while I took a leave of absence from the Cortland because of my involvement with the American Legion as commander for the local post, he always called to see how I was doing. Then when I became ill, and months and months that I was ill, he's the one that called me and said, "How are you doing? When are you coming back?" And he's not only a fellow corpsman, he is a friend. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. We're kind of winding this down now. Next, we'd like to go to Donna. Yay, Donna!
We started out, told the hotel we would have maybe 60 people for the party. Well, it kept going and going and going, and you can see what's happened. We have almost 135 people here tonight. I am so thankful that my husband, wasn't my husband at the time, but Bob came to Denver, TDY, and I met him. And the next thing I knew, I was moving to California. I've never regretted it.
Neither have us.
Neither have we.
No, I'm married to a family with 4 boys, and boy, that was a switch for my son and daughter. So it's been a great fun, and almost 25 years we've stuck it out.
How'd you meet?
Well, we worked at the same company, Martin Marietta.
And I was at Vandenberg, and she was,
I was in Denver.
and I was sent to Denver, and
You came TDY. I was working for the missile program, and all at once these 3 guys, never met them before in my life, never saw them before, were seated in desks behind me.
and we were all single.
Little known to me, they had told their secretary that when a single girl walked by, she yodeled, so she would yodel when anybody walked by. So,
And we take turns.
they took turns when the girl walked by. Well, it turned out I walked by her desk, and I wondered what she was doing yodeling in the middle of the day. And it was his turn, so he came up to my desk and asked me if I knew of any good restaurants.
Do you know of any good restaurants?
Well, being the good secretary, well, he told me it was TBY, and he didn't know anything about Denver. So I reached in my desk, pulled out the list of restaurants that I had handy for such occasions.
Can you tell me which one is the good one?
So I told him, you know, the one at the top. Well,
They were arranged in order of price.
And you went to the cheapest one.
It's at the bottom of the list. So he asked me if I wanted to go out with him and show him where this restaurant was. And I said, well, why do I want to do a stupid thing like that?
Well, maybe you'd like to eat some dinner.
Well, I can eat at home. I don't know. Anyway, he convinced me that he would take me out for dinner, and he wondered where I lived to come pick me up. I said, that's okay, I'll meet you at the restaurant.
Hard to get.
Yeah. Well, anyway, a couple years later, after I moved out here, we got married, and I'm so thankful that I did. And yeah, I'm sure. So again, I want to thank you all for coming, and
Yay!